हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू वाव आईएएस। वेलकम टू द डेली एमसीक्यू डिस्कशन। आज है 3 जून 2021 और अब हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं आज के 5 करंट अफेयर बेस्ड एमसीक्यूज। बट बिफोर वी बिगिन आवर एमसीक्यूज, लेट अस डिस्कस द क्वेश्चन दैट वाज आस्क्ड यस्टरडे। कल का क्वेश्चन था, नेम द लेक्स विच आर पार्ट ऑफ द मॉन्ट्रेक्स रिकॉर्ड। So the correct answer for this question is there are two lakes in India which are part of this Monterey record. One is the Keoladeo National Park, the Keoladeo Lake, which is there in the Keoladeo National Park in Rajasthan, and second one is the Loktak Lake. The Loktak Lake is the famous lake in Manipur. So these two are part of the Monterey record in India. But there is another lake called Chilika Lake. This lake used to be part of the Monterey record, but later it was removed. Okay, so the lakes which are part of this Monterey record, what does that signify? It signifies that there is a problem, there is some ecological problem, and the ecological changes are going on in these lakes, and this is the changes which are happening around these lakes is impacting the geography of these lakes, and it is impacting the ecological balance of these lakes. So those type of lakes are placed in the Monterey record. Okay, so this is basically these lakes, you can say the Monterey record is basically part of the Ramsar site. Okay, the Ramsar. Okay, now we'll start with today's question, but before that I would just like to inform you that the question and the solution in the PDF format are available in the Telegram channel. So the Telegram channel details I've given in the description, so do visit our Telegram channel for such awesome content. Now let us start. First question, consider the following statement with respect to the state of finance for the Nature Report 2020. First one, it was jointly developed by UNDP, World Economic Forum and Economics of Land Degradation. Second one, the report tracks the global trends in public and private investment in nature-based solutions. Which of the following are correct statements? Which of the following are correct statements? So the first one, if you see, this is a wrong statement because this was jointly produced by the UNEP, not UNDP, it's UNEP, World Economic Forum and the Economics of Land Degradation. So UNDP is not right, UNEP is right. So this is a wrong statement. The second statement, if you see, the report tracks the global trends in public and private investments in the nature-based solutions, and this is right statement because it will track global trends. So B, 2 only is the correct answer. Now we will see some more information. So the United Nations has released this State of Finance for Nature Report 2020, and it was jointly produced by UNEP, World Economic Forum and Economics of Land Degradation, which we have seen. And what is the main purpose of this? The main purpose of this report is to provide up-to-date information about public and private sector finances that is channeled to activities and assets that can be considered nature-based solutions and to present estimates of the future needs. Okay, this is the main aim of this. It complements the vast array of existing literature and process that monitor specific flows of environment and developmental finance. Okay, and the key findings of the report, if you see, the current investment for the nature-based solutions, it is about US dollars 133 billion. So this is what is told in the report, and this is about 0.1% of the global GDP. And public funds actually make about 86% and private finance make up the remaining 14%. So we are spending only 0.1% of global GDP on the nature-based solutions, which is very less. And also on public investment, this report say that the large proportion of public investment is carried out by US, which is approximately 36 billion. Okay, and this is followed by China, Japan, Germany and Australia. Right, so these are the main findings. So for many more key findings and all, so all these are given in the PDF in the form of solutions. Okay, you can just go and visit our Telegram channel where you can get that. Now we'll see the second question. Consider the following statements with respect to the National Green Tribunal. So this question is about the National Green Tribunal. First one, it draws inspiration from Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, which assures to provide a healthy environment. Second statement, it's bound by the procedure laid down under the Code of Civil Procedure 1908, the CRPC 1908. So we have to choose the correct statements, A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. Okay, so first one, so here the correct answer is A 1 only, because this is right. The Green Tribunal actually draws inspiration from Article 21, which is right to life of the Indian Constitution, which assures to provide healthy environment. So right to life means right to have a healthy environment. Okay, this is the interpretation what the Supreme Court gave. And the second statement says that it is bound by the procedure laid down under the Code of Civil Procedure 1908. This is a wrong statement, because the Green Tribunal basically is not bound by the CRPC. It is not bound by the CRPC. It is just guided by the principles of natural justice. It is guided by the principles of natural justice. Okay. So here the correct answer is A1 only. Now we will see some more information. So recently, why this was in news is the NGT has directed the authorities to implement the Vishwamitra River Action Plan in Vadodara, including the steps for removal of unauthorized structures, demarcation and protection of floodplain zones within 3 months. So that's why this was in news. So the National Green Tribunal was established on 18th of October 2010 under the NGT Act of 2010, and the National Green Tribunal is basically a specialized judiciary body in India, which is for the handling of environmental disputes that involve multidisciplinary issues. It was formed by replacing the National Environment Appellate Authority, and it draws inspiration from Article 21, which we have discussed already. And it is a specialized body with the necessary expertise to handle environmental disputes involving multidisciplinary issues, because it has people from different disciplines in the panel. Okay, that is why it's a very unique one. And the tribunal is not bound by the CRPC of 1908, which we have seen already, but it is guided by the principles of natural justice, and the tribunal is mandated to make the endeavor for disposal of applications or appeals within 6 months of filing the same. Remember, within 6 months the case has to be disposed by the NGT. So New Delhi is the principal place of sitting of the tribunal, and Bhopal, Pune, Kolkata, Chennai are the other 4 sittings of this tribunal. So Delhi is the principal one, right? Now we'll move on to the next question, the third question. Consider the following statements with respect to the FDI inflows in India. First statement. Mauritius was the biggest investor in India last fiscal, accounting for 29% of FDI. Second statement, among states, Karnataka received highest FDI for the year 2020-21. Third statement, the computer software and hardware segment receives most FDI in 2021. So we have to choose the correct answer, and here the correct answer is C3 only, because if you see, Mauritius is not the biggest investor, it is Singapore which is the biggest investor of India when we talk about FDI. And among states, it is not Karnataka that receives highest FDI, it is Gujarat that receives highest FDI. So both these two statements are wrong, but third statement, if you see, the most of the FDI is attracted towards the field of computer software and hardware segment. Okay. Now we will see some more information about this FDI. So recently, Ministry of Commerce and Industry announced that in a pandemic ravaged year, India managed to rake in the highest ever FDI during the financial year 2020-21 at about 81.72 billion. So which is a very large amount. Singapore was the highest, or you can say the biggest investor in India, accounting for 29% of FDI, followed by US, which is 23%, and Mauritius, which is 9%. Okay. Out of the top 10 countries, Saudi Arabia is the top investor in terms of percentage increase during 2020-21. And among states, Gujarat receives highest FDI. Okay. So these are the important information that we need to know for the exam. Now let's move on to the next question, the fourth question. Dr. K.P. Krishna Committee, sometimes seen in the news, is related to K.P. Krishna Committee. So here the correct answer is B, Variable Capacity Company. So correct answer is B, Variable Capacity Company. So recently, Dr. K.P. Krishna, who headed the expert committee, has submitted a report to the chairperson of International Financial Service Center Authority, Sri Indrajit Srinivas. The committee of experts to examine the feasibility of the variable capital company was constituted by International Financial Service Center, IFSCA. The IFSCA has constituted this, and if you see this VCC, the variable capital company, it has new corporate structure for investment funds, a new structure for the funds. It has variable capital structure that provides flexibility in the insurance and redemption of the shares. It is basically an alternate form of corporate vehicle that dispense our need with the dispense our need with some of the key limitations and companies of the LLPs. So normally in the normal structure, the LLPs and companies have various limitations. Now this variable capital company, it's a new corporate structure, and this corporate structure will ensure that the new companies are formed timely and in a very easy manner. This is the main objective, and it can be used for both open-ended and closed-ended alternatives and traditional fund strategies. So this is in addition to the already existing strategies, but not something which is going to replace something else. Okay, now we'll go to the last question, the fifth question of the day. Which of the following is associated with the issue of control and phasing of the use of ozone depleting substances? It's a previous year 2015 prelims का प्रश्न है ये. The first statement, Bretton Woods Conference, B, Montreal Protocol, C, Kyoto Protocol, and D, Nagoya Protocol. So we have to choose the correct answer, and here for this question the correct answer is B, Montreal Protocol. The Montreal Protocol on substance that depletes the ozone layer is an important multilateral agreement regulating the production, consumption and emission, regulating all these three, production, consumption and emission of ozone depleting substances. It's an important part of the International Environmental Convention protocol. Okay, so remember this Montreal Protocol, this is a very important one. So with the help of this Montreal Protocol only, we have phased out the components, or you can say the gases which are affecting our ozone layer, the CFCs, the chlorofluorocarbons. We have removed them, or we have eliminated them, okay, from the usage. So now what is the question of the day? The question of the day is, what is 103rd Constitutional Act related to? Do give your answer in the comment box. Okay, tomorrow before the start of discussion we will discuss this question as well. So that's it friends for the day. So these are the initiatives of WOW IAS. If you are interested in this, you can go to our Telegram channel, you can subscribe to this. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned to WOW IAS. Jai Hind.